Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you're tuning in from. Let's go ahead and take a moment. My name is Dina. This is Impressive Warrior with the Daily Dharma. So take a moment and take a deep breath and release all of your worries, anxieties, and fears through the smoke. Let them be cleansed, transmuted as you trust and invoke the power of the divine to look after the details of your life, trusting the process to reveal itself in good time. Today, I'm still a little inclined to pound the pavement with the post-election in the U.S. info, but today, the first one coming out is compassion. I feel the urge to move along and to not in an accepting way, but in the way of the truth of the word surrender, in the way that we say, I honor my own inner choices to move forward in the ways that takes accountability and presence of mind to take action in the ways that we're called to act, as well as to trust that the evolving plot and the story is not over. And so we need to also balance our lives with compassion. And this is the 12th of November, the day following, obviously, 11/11, the portal of angelic activations and divine intervention. And it's a portal of love, strength, and dignity, or fear, hatred, and succumbing. So there's some resilience. I shared the song Resilience by Rising Appalachia prior to this on the community page. I will continue to share the musical things that come to me. I feel that music is healing. And so at this time, anything that makes you feel better is something that can be seen as healing. So before we continue with the shuffling, I will say that I was going to get into the astrology deck first. And in the pre-shuffle, the one that came out was the number 13, Dignified Strength. And see how the spiral staircase might seem by some to mimic perhaps the spiral DNA. And so when we have this elevated above the clouds, it's this spiral staircase to the altar of the divine, I believe. And so it's referencing our level up, our vibrational shifts and changes in the ascension process, requiring a death. And I said that right at 3:33 on the timer. You don't say. So the threes are, to me, the goddess, the ability to be proactive in our co-creations, in so that we are becoming the ascended masters of our experience. We're utilizing our own power base, our confidence, and our truth and clarity, our wisdom, and our compassionate, empowered passion to creatively express and effect our reality with strength and dignity, to create balance and justice in the moment through the vibrational resonance and upliftment of the many, through perhaps the voices and actions of few. So underneath the deck, we do have 7th house relationship, Pluto, and square, quincunx tension with these colliding birds directly under this 7th house of relationship. And we're being challenged by the relationships in our lives that are requiring us to transform and requiring the relationship itself to transform. And so we can talk even before there is any, so to speak, co-creation or offspring created. We can look at how the one is looking into the mirror in the self of the other, that is looking back at us, the witness, the observer in the quantum realms, and how that is creating a collision of the vibrational resonances within both of us. And so some of those are going to be more harmonious than others. Some are going to show where our voice has gone flat or sharp because there will be a clashing. And so we're looking at relationships of all kinds, and we are needing to become quite clear about the impact that the mirror has upon us and that we have upon the mirror. It's like it keeps giving these Alice through the looking glass ideas, this tornado that delivers Dorothy from one illusion into the contra illusion where everything is turned on its head. And it's definitely a bit of a mixture of fantasy, dream, and nightmare. And so she begins to see all the embodiment of all of her fears and idols type of things and the inner struggles that she needs to learn. Her courage, her mobility, her heartfelt compassion. So yeah, we're looking at with Imminum Coli here, oh my gosh, which is the root of the chart, the foundation of the chart, and our ancestry and the genetic legacy that we are here embodying in physicality. And here it comes out with the 8th house of mystery, with again that depiction of death, because I don't know if I said it, but the 13 with dignified strength is the number of death in the tarot. And here we have the 46 card, which is a 10, which is completion. It is the 1-0 again, that the matrix that keeps speaking to us, and our ability to navigate the 8th house. It governs the realms of sex, death, rebirth, transformation, other people's resources, and the liabilities, taxes, and so on. And so with this 8th house, the number 8 always resonates with a bit of karma, because it's what goes around comes back around. It might be in renewed form, it might have been transformed, but there's this idea of the conservation of matter. That's the physics law, I believe, is what it is, where it says things can neither be created nor destroyed. All things are always in motion at all times. Now we have Mercury. Yes, Thoth is speaking. And we have this, perhaps even the 2 snakes here representing the supposed 2 wings of one bird, the duality within ourselves, the light and the dark, and the ever-present representation of both the shadow within and the light within, and the need to allow the mystery to reveal itself, to be able to, with next coming Virgo digest, to interpret and integrate the process and to gain some type of personal sustenance through everything that comes. The body is a miracle. Why did I just pull that one off accidentally? Leo. Yeah, the body is its own miracle. And with Leo coming out, it's even wanting me to formulate this message through the scope of the self, recognizing the self, the resilience, the beauty. Leo wants to be validated, but it is always for the Leo to understand that the light is generated from within. It cannot be shown upon the self, but it must be radiated from within. And so this is how we stand fully in our strength. This is how we raise our vibration, by understanding how to utilize the power the truer power inherent in alignment with the light and uplifting the frequency and trusting that when we operate with love and we do not need to resort to the stockpiling of weaponry supposedly happening with our enemies. But I also want to caution against going soft and just becoming complacent. So this is a time to learn from the duality. It's like, while ever we have the duality of enemy amongst the kin, there will never be security, because there will always be somebody that isn't in the light there. And so it's important to understand that with trust, we are also charged to provide and protect, and to understand and to not be naive, that we're here with the will to respond and to take action for a very important and empowered reason, because we're here to evolve. We're here to utilize the gifts of the other in the mirror. And if all we're seeing is darkness, then that's the resource that they are showing the mirror, and that can also be harnessed. And within the self, it can be transmuted through the power, the wisdom of the I am identity and the truth and knowledge of the violet flame, and it can be transmuted and uplifted. It's the chemical empowerment of the messaging that we believe in, that we digest as our personal worth and meaning and validity, and the power of the light that we are here to shine and to be and become. Juno, partnership, is underneath. We need to, I believe, in a hurry, in some type of a way, recognize the responsibility that we have to not self-destruct in some type of a way. So this next pile comes out with Aquarius, collaborate. Yes, we need to grow in partnership. Sixth house, sustainability, to become highly aware and empowered with the power of the mind and vibration and true alignment, balance. And then we have passion. Passion in the fifth house is about our inner child. It's about our inner vulnerability. It has to do with all of the realms of Leo. Leo rules the fifth house because it is in our childlike beauty and spontaneous naivety that sometimes we are finding our biggest gifts and our biggest doubts, our biggest self-limiting beliefs that we are not enough to join our voices into the chorus that wants to sing life into beingness. And I'll just quickly interrupt that prior to this, somebody had posted on one of my feeds that I am following something about women and their power, and it was somehow related to creationism. I can't recall it while I'm in the channel. My brain doesn't brain, it channels. And it was something about the creationism theory. And I had only, I put my little notes on top about this, came up recently on Sunday. We were talking about quantum creationism, and some of it did come across through different people's beliefs regarding biblical references, and as well as the multidimensional self and so on. And so two men did put on there. One believes in the aliens concept, that women were cloned rather than formed from the rib of Adam. Another gentleman said that what people don't understand is that God, he created humans out of the clay in the earth. And then I defaulted back to that I honestly believe more in the frequency-based model. This is what Toph, supposedly himself, but actually the hermaphrodite, teaches. Mercury is the hermaphrodite that says that we are genderless. The messages from above are that little chromosome, it really doesn't matter so much in many ways, and that so where I want to go with this without becoming distracted, or I'm not some type of feminist. I am, but I'm not. And I say this very, very matter of factly. This frequency based model says that there's a 0 and there's a 1. We've identified this. This is how we've developed and come light years by tapping into the code language. And mathematics is only a human based language created to understand the anomalies of multidimensionality and physics and the operations of waveforms. So, where we're going with this is that the 0 can be seen to represent the empty space between the multiplicity, the yin, the darkness, the pure potentiality, and thus it is the womb of the world. This is why Mother, the Virgin, speaks to us and tells us about spontaneous life giving. It's a metaphor for how we can create for ourselves, how we can think for ourselves, how we can be the own self-pollinator of our co-creationism. It's not for others to give us permission to do something or to want for the product that we are here and called to create in this world. It is for us to create that and have others love that song, possibly, but also to feel like we've sung our song in its completion here. It's not for us to hang up our paintbrushes and our canvases, but to invoke the power of our voice and our love essence into the powerful cultivation of our own internal light, to believe in the power of our shine, and to do so with the regal character and capacity for integrity that Leo knows and understands, and to honor others and afford them the freedom to declare their power and their presence and their self to themselves with harm to none. So, yeah, Thoth, Mercury, Hermanubis is drawing us through the canals of the underworld, perhaps, and showing us this. So, yeah, the 0 and the 1, it's like, so the 0 represents the all that is, the pure potentiality, the multidimensional self. And as we create, it is the self activating an observation. It is the observation bias that comes through that is the quantum realm of the 0 choosing for the 1. And I don't say this to over empower the feminine. It isn't power over, it's power within us all, because we are all the 0. We all have the X. And some people have this additional Y, yes, but the feminine is the pure potentiality that anchors the 1. And without the creationists and the creationism of the X, of the woman, there is no anchoring of life. And that's the way it's coming through to me in my channel. So, anyways, then the feminine is like she chooses and sings her song into creation. And then we get the 1, we get the observation, we get the materialization, we get the chemical response and the belief and the development and the gestation of her singing this into reality and into being through her subsequent choices. So the spontaneity and the choosing to activate life is always inherent in the egg. So yeah, the 1 becomes, and then in time, it only folds back into the divine 0, the material continues and returns to the earth. And the essence, the quantum essence and the frequency returns to the pure potentiality of the fold, of the feminine. Libra balance is underneath. And the second message that was really coming through this morning is for any of my Marvel fans. I feel like at this time we've seen now that Doctor Strange has suddenly, spontaneously, universal forces that be has spontaneously chosen to indicate to us that the only avenue that would create the next thing, I just saw 2020 on the timer, the only thing that creates the perfect way forward in Doctor Strange's idea is to give over the one stone to the guy who wants to snap his fingers to, as they popularly now say, unalive 50% of all life, because he sees that as the way to future balance. And the resistance in that moment seems like it was all for nothing as they watch their friends and families disappear and vaporize. And I'm not trying to say this to scare anybody, but Taurus, cultivate. We're talking about the co-creation here. And we're also going to be really looking at this week in this time where we have the full moon coming in for Taurus. And we're going to be feeling something, and something will be revealed. We'll be feeling something in our body, and our minds will be revealing the power, I believe, of the goddess. And we've often been told to focus upon the power of Zeus, the power of Pluto. But if you would like to look up any of the stories of the goddess energies, I really like Wikipedia, absolutely. And if you're able, I would truly suggest giving a little bit of a donation to them, because they continue to be free, and to look for ways to actually cite the passages or not. And some that are coming forward are Psyche, Athena. We have Diana, the huntress. We have Sedna, the betrayed daughter and the guilty father. We have Persephone. I called her Psyche by accident yesterday. Persephone was kidnapped and defiled by Pluto, the underworld. We have also, who else is stepping forward? Lilith. We've already talked about the biblical stories. We can also talk about this rib of man thing and say that I think that some of the stories will show that there was another previous wife, and because she refused to agree to lie down and agree to submit herself and falsely surrender her will to this false idol, she was demonized because she looked in the face of the serpent and ate from the apple of gnosis and understanding. She was thrown out of this pretext, and then she was demonized and such. But go ahead and look up any of these if you like. Neptune, vision, stepping forward. Yes, this powerful vision of Sedna. The story is not over. So we have progressions and journey, number 56. I wanted to also mention that we do have number 11 and number 44 also out here, and 43, few more. Moon, perception underneath the deck. There's a shifting progression of perceptions going on right now, and there was something that was necessary in order to create the true momentum so that the environment could be strengthened, so that the roots could dig deeper. Mars, motion, so that the passion could be able to be to be mobilized. Mars is about action and anger. Number 22 showing up with Mars, which is also the divine masculine number in my other deck. We have trine sextile with symbiosis, the ways that we choose to work together and the way that things fit together. Saturn, structure, the way that we are also able to, even though we can lament these stories of structure and the matrix can be hacked. And that is how we understand our ability and capacity. When someone tells you you can't because XYZ, now we have identified the stepping stones of XYZ, then that is the pathway. What you tell me I cannot do gives me evidence of where the way forward lies, where I need to focus and shift and uplift. 12th house, introspection. There's a lot on our minds. Moon, perception, breaking through the illusions of the 12th house, the fearful dark closet of the zodiac. And I don't know about some of you guys, but my 12th house holds a stellium of untapped, sometimes, potential and power that I truly, honestly, have traditionally hidden because of how extremely triggering it is to other individuals. When I speak with my power and my truth and my wisdom, it is my north node, my moon, my Pluto, right on my ascendant. And let me tell you, it is a powerful place when we can harness all the actually is coming and going on within us, when we actually can pick all of that up, gather all of that up, and utilize that as something that we allow to work within us to ignite the flame. Sacral chakra, to feel that awakening, that allowance, and that worth, and the beauty of what you hold inside you, that you've been perhaps too vulnerable or too, too limited somehow to allow this artistry to step forward. And it's asking you to utilize whatever skill you hold to push that momentum into your passion, to make some type of statement or declaration or movement and momentum in your life, to leverage your personal understanding and identity towards this new movement. There's an understanding. There's that number 13 once again. I'd love to get some of my new decks out. I've been loving them. We have next, third eye chakra. There's an awareness of something that you're being called and compelled to speak. Some type of understanding, some type of growth has led you to a new understanding. And there's throat chakra, wanting to speak it into fruition, to sing your personal song and to be seen, to be heard, to understand and awaken your true power. And here we have communication. Yes, there's definitely something wanting to speak through. And here we have showing up heart chakra, authority, realization. What else? Magic, coherence, and compassion. So understanding how to utilize our magical capacity for compassion and true understanding, letting go and surrendering and releasing what stands between us and our inner magic, and recognizing and realizing our own heart-based truth and authority to affect appropriate change and to afford ourselves and our kin dignity, strength, and to honor the roots of things such as women, children, and the foundations that we rely on to protect us and to provide for us as a collective. So this is my new Beyond Lemuria deck. Let's see what is coming out here. We have surrender. We've already talked about this. I see this kind of like a backflip gymnast move into the next phase. It's like, sometimes I'm hearing it again. There's this idea in a quote, and I'll butcher it like usual in this space. Ginger Rogers, I think, did everything that Fred Astaire, I think, did, except she did it backwards and in heels. And that's the power and the grace of the divine feminine, constantly singing and dancing and re-beautifying the aesthetic of the world. Trust your innocence, crown chakra, the unlimited self. So here we have 9 and 54, 2 9s, 99. You may be seeing many, many repeat numbers and codes at this time, and it's no mistake. We're just about at the end of the broadcast. What I'm getting here is that you are understanding how your inherent sensitivity and multidimensionality, your 0 point field, is critical in unlocking and tapping into the crown chakra of the world at this time, and to stand up for your dignity and your strength and courage. Yep, trust your innocence here. So I hope that you guys will check in for other messages, and I hope that you were able to find some messages that were empowering and spoke to your moment. If so, please interact with the channel. Doing my best to grow the channel. The sound of the universe, number 51. Oh. Yes, you are singing something into being. Throat chakra, express your truth, gracious receptivity, and ether, crystal keys, and unique gifts. Could I be any more plain with my guides coming in here? Nature and nurture nature. You've got some very unique gifts coming in from possibly other realms that are speaking you into this moment, speaking to you and through you. If you're inspired to use crystals or ether, doing your light work, your meditative practices, keep doing that. Using your throat chakra, though, through song and through invocation is a powerful way to continue to unlock this moment, but you're going to need to stay open, loving, and honor that self. Self-care is important. Know your value and your worth. And here we have Manifestia 36. So your passion is your power to manifest, and it's being divinely inspired through this Mars energy. So the feminine and the masculine are both aware and empowered to move the future into being. So take good care of yourselves, folks. Loving you so much, sending you so much courage, light, love, and justice on your quest today. Thank you, and take good care of yourselves until next time.